Well, greetings from the far side of Central Texas today. It's a beautiful Saturday. It is December 19th. That's right, because today I'm launching my two private label cigars officially. They are available already, but I'm going to do a shameless plug and say don't forget to come in and try our two new private labels that are officially being celebrated today. So that starts at 5 p.m. But by the time you see this, it'll actually probably be over with. But that's not going to stop me from doing a cigar review. Today I have the Gurkha Evil. You can see this right there. It's got a pretty large band. It's about 1.5 inches. This label here is kind of rugged looking. It's kind of got that tan to it. It's got those almost like cracks in it to kind of give it that old feel. It's got the creepy Gurkha guy on there sharpening his blade or making sure his blade is sharp because he's got something going on. I'm assuming he's going to be making it sharp so he can cut off the end of a cigar in a nice victory smoke. So that is all an assumption. I've actually smoked the Gurkha Evil before, and I'm not going to tell you how I remember it because I'm going to kind of let this one be kind of a new opinion for me. You can see the wrapper right here. It's pretty spotty. It looks pretty dark in lots of places and light in lots of places. It's pretty dark. It's definitely not uniform at all in color. There's quite a few veins in this. Quite a few veins as well. A couple of them that are that stand out more than others, but as far as being pretty veiny, it is pretty veiny overall. This is a 60 by 6. This is actually the Gurkha Evil XO, is what they call them. This is from my humidor here. As far as the cap goes, it looks like this is a double cap on there. The cap's not real smooth either. I would say overall this is a pretty rough looking cigar. Not rough to the point that it's poorly rolled, but just kind of rough in like presentation. It's rough looking overall, which I'm sure is actually intended by Gurkha. So I'm gonna punch this and do a cold draw. Man, it's just like breathing air. I'm wondering how that's going to affect this as far as the roll being tight enough or not tight enough to give us a consistent burn. So, I've never really thought about this before because I always like nice, real easy draws, and this one is definitely easy, but I almost feel like it'd be too easy. It's just kind of a plain tobacco taste on the cold draw. Not really much else. There's a subtle spiciness that comes off on the lips as well. Yeah, just kind of a normal spiciness. So I'm gonna light this up. Got a good light on this, and right away it comes off as a nice creamy spiciness. The spiciness has definitely intensified on the lips. It really brings it out. I'd hesitate to say that it's a bold spiciness, but it's definitely there. I would say it's like it's like a heavy white pepper that gets on the lips and on the tip of the tongue. As far as the flavors in your mouth go, though, it's not really peppery. There's really nice spiciness that gets put out in the air as well. One thing I forgot to say outright was that the actual smell on this wrapper was very much milk chocolate, just a very nice sweet milk chocolate as far as the wrapper smell goes. First impression is very nice. The spices are there, but it's not too bold. And you know the drill. I'm going to get here into the first third and be right back in 1 sec. So I'm just about through the first third of this here Gurkha Evil. You can see the ash is hanging on pretty nicely. Although the burn is not perfectly straight, it's still hanging on pretty nice. I did tap it just a little bit earlier to just to make sure some of those smaller pieces didn't end up in my lap. But the ash has been hanging on very, very nicely. As far as smoke production goes, it's actually been smoking just like this the whole time that I've been smoking it. This has just been putting out just profuse amounts of smoke with not even puffing on it, which is pretty interesting. Very rarely do I smoke a cigar where it just kind of smolders like this, and that's exactly what it's been doing. As you can see, I haven't puffed on it in just a minute or two here now, and it's still burning away. The ash has been burning a nice bright white, so it is using up all of it. So far, the flavors have been just a real tobacco and a little bit of spice on the exhale. It's definitely putting out a nice spicy scent into the air. I would equate it to almost like some Asian or Indian spices. That white pepper that I mentioned earlier, it's not that. It's something just a little bit different. Like I said, it almost reminds me of a Far East kind of a Far East spicy smell, almost like a curry or a cumin-y kind of mix there. The flavors on the tongue, like I said, are just all tobacco. Yeah, just a real rich tobacco. I'd say this is definitely a medium body. It's not quite light and not quite heavy. So I'm gonna get here into the second third and be right back in one sec. So I am just about through this second third. You can see this band is pretty long, so it's kind of a good gauge for getting here into the last third. But I've still got a little bit of ways to go in this second third. As far as flavors go, it's got that really nice kind of far east spice to it. You can see it's still smoldering right here. It's still pretty medium. It's not real heavy. It's definitely a cigar that somebody who's smoked a cigar a few times could easily pick up and smoke and try something new. It's definitely one of the less bold Gurkhas that I've smoked. The first time around through, I remember this being a whole lot more peppery and not nearly as easy to smoke. But this one doesn't seem to be like that at all. It's just kind of a general tobacco. There's a little bit of creaminess that came in here in the second third, but just kind of a plain, straightforward, good overall cigar. So I'm going to get here into the last third and be back in one sec. So I'm just about finished with this Gurkha Evil here. I can hold it pretty low, and it's not quite burning my hands just yet. The ash has been hanging on very, very well. As far as the flavors go on this, it's just kind of a rich, deep tobacco flavors, and not much else. Those kind of spices have vanquished as of right now. Yeah, it's kind of. I would say this was just kind of an average cigar. It wasn't anything that was real complex or anything that was too complicated as far as the smoke goes. The burn has been burned very nice. I will say I did feel like I kind of had to baby this one just a little bit. I set it down a couple times just for a minute or two, and it did go out on me. So I did have to do a couple relights on this. The draw as well has been just fantastic throughout the entire length of the cigar. I didn't get any bad overhangs. The veins that I talked about in the beginning didn't really give it any bad effects. So the construction was very, very, very good. This one is actually one of the better burned Gurkha cigars that I've smoked. So I would say it was just kind of an average overall cigar. There wasn't anything that made it really stand out, but it definitely wasn't bad. So if you're not there already, brothersfindtobacco.com. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you for watching.